Yo, yo, yo. What it do, what it do? My name is Trill Nye, the syrup guy, aka Young Curb of Mischief Minds Productions. Man, this is the launch of our podcast that we're going to be doing here in the ATX. Felt like Austin needed a hip hop voice. I mean, it has plenty of artists that are already their own voices, but just like H-Town needed someone to bring them together, I'm hoping that this podcast can help bring this city together and bring the art together. And of course, you know, we got to give shout outs to all the various areas of hip hop, whether it be DJs, you know, the joints, the venues. So put some mischief in your mind, man. Today, for the first podcast, a very good friend of mine in the building, a guy that I actually grew up with in San Antonio, went to high school with, and, you know, now that we're both, you know, adults and artists in the business, you know, I have to say that he's a very successful individual, and he is on his way. Zeles from Overzealous Music.
And I'm just vibing to the beat, riding down the street, hoping that they see me. But there's a lot of riff-raff in this life, man, I'm hoping that they miss me. Cause I done seen some of my best friends give way to jealousy and envy. It's just another day, it's just another day, and best believe I pray. I'm searching for a little guidance. Not every life lesson needs to be learned through trying. I'm finding some have been lying, I've been 6 cents. Suddenly detecting bullshit has been my 6 cents. But I push on like I should though, with my wrist hanging out that window. And we know that time flies, especially when I'm with my kinfolk. So I take it all in stride, you could never blow my high. Keep a chick or two that's down, tell me what's the downside. Gotta keep on swerving and learning all of these ins and outs. Cause these motherfuckers banking, hoping you slip so that these fools can't cash out. And I'm all up in the frame, whether it's highlight footage or a dame.
So we have DJ Lutra in the building. That was him cutting in some of Zeles' stuff. We have my brother here,
SKOOTZ.
SKOOTZ will be manning the engineering of this session. You know, we got microphones set up in this bitch all around the room and everything. It's looking real nice in here right now. But enough about me. Let's talk about you, Zeles.
Yo, so I go by the name of Zeles, that's Zeles. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, now making my way in Austin, Texas, this beautiful city. Been blessed to see how the hip-hop scene's been growing and also to grow as myself as an artist, from my first mixtape called First Flight to the one that was recently dropped, which is titled The Layover Grounded But Still Lifted. So
Yeah, nice little remix of some of your takes on there. The production's pretty nice. I was feeling on both the artist and engineer side, for real, not just being your friend. Because if you were my friend and you sucked, I would have to tell you.
I expect that from everybody. Like that's what I love about OZM Click, man. Like if I'm sharing some new shit and it's not up to par, they're gonna tell me it's none of this yes man bullshit, which no one benefits from. The world doesn't benefit from yes men, period. So it doesn't matter what you're involved in. So
Yes, man.
you know, I'm thankful for that. So I do appreciate the fact that you fuck with the new tape. So.
Speaking of OZM Click, though, what is that? Tell us a little bit about the OZM Click. You got your own entourage and
How
shit
did that
too
get
already?
started? How'd you come up with OZM?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, the artist's name is Zeles, you know, which the word comes from zealous or zealot, which has to do with having great enthusiasm for, you know, almost, you know, whatever it is that's at hand. It's been used in a religious sense in the past. They're zealous, and then also
a religious zealot.
you know what I'm saying. And then also they have it from when you know, when someone tells you you're being a little bit overzealous, you're trying to do a little bit too much.
I'm pretty sure that was the coffee maker.
Yeah, so when
Yeah, we got coffee in this bitch, you know how it is.
That's right, I got a little something different in my cup, but yeah. So Overzealous music basically kind of took the idea of when someone tells you that you're being overzealous, like, whoa, slow down, hold your horses. You're trying to do too much, and kind of turns it on its head, and it's like, yeah, I'm doing this, and the only reason why you're saying it's overzealous is because you can't do it. So and we have this saying, it's talent, ambition, tradition. which kind of like goes on the idea of first you got to have talent for something, but you can't go anywhere with just talent. You got to have ambition to pursue it, to go and get it, to make it happen.
Yeah, agreed.
And then from there, you take your talent and your ambition, and then you create the traditions that you want. Whether if it's you want to go take a random vacation whenever you want to be in a certain part of the world every year, you want to see a different part of the world every year, you want to try this, do that, whatever your tradition is that suits you is kind of how, what Zeles is, talent, ambition, tradition. So.
Yeah, and you got like a whole clique of people following this now.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I mean, I've seen about it at the shows and everything. I met some of the homies, but I'm pretty impressed by the ladies you got walking around rocking that OZM gear. You know what I'm saying? Some of them cut them up real nice, like, customized, and not even just in the tank. Like, you can tell that she made that tank.
Yeah, no. There's definitely, been blessed with the beautiful friends and beautiful fans of OZM that have been rocking the gear and also kind of taking creativity into their own hands and, cutting up those shirts how they want and just being sexy and gorgeous. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. They're good at it. They're obviously good at it. And they're promoting your stuff, so that's good. That's good, man. So, as far as your career goes, what's the history? When did you start? I mean, I remember rapping with you as a kid and shit. We used to freestyle and whatnot.
Yeah.
When did you know that you were really gonna be like, oh, this is what I want to do?
I'm
gonna take it seriously now.
Yeah, it's just been like a long journey, like a process, like. Cause I've been a hip hop head off the jump. Like from when I grew up, I was, I loved the genre. I'd be that dude that was walking around Primetime, which is like an after school program. For those of y'all that don't know, Primetime is an after school program where you got to stay after school because your parents, I don't know, maybe they didn't trust me to be at the crib alone because I'd get into some shit.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably for the best. But basically, I'd be the kid walking around.
It was a children's world.
With the CD player, the cassette player, whatever, of like mixtapes. Like I wouldn't make mixtapes off the radio. I would press play and record. And then I'd know all these, I got like, the counselors are like 18, 19, 20 years old. And they see me walking around and I'm spitting these lyrics bar for bar. And they're like, yo. Or they'll be like, where'd you get this from? Like, how'd you come up on this?
Where'd you steal this from?
Where'd you get this Snoop Dogg Doggy Style CD? How do you know all these lyrics? So, but yeah, it's been a process. So I remember, freestyling at the house parties and stuff, the little, circle, what have you, blunt circle. And it just kind of transitioned. I felt like I always had an understanding of how to ride a beat. I know a lot of cats back in the day that would just always have the same flow over every beat. And I'm like, yo, that doesn't work. You need to switch it up. So I felt like I recognized that I had more given talent, potential off the jump, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then, I've said the Mike Jones show. Once I got on stage in front of like 1,500 people at a frat party, that was it for me. So it took a while before I finally, put the pen to the pad because I was just a freestyler, and then released the record finally a couple years ago. So.
How was that transition between being primarily a freestyling artist and writing down these bars?
It was definitely a lot different. Cause there's people in the hip hop world that can freestyle their ass off.
I feel like most people do it opposite. Most people start, writing or something like that, and then eventually just be like, all right, I don't need that shit anymore. Like what Wayne did supposedly. Right?
Yeah, no. I feel like if I think about it, I guess I was a writer. I did do well at writing, with the poems and the haikus and all that shit that we would do back in the day. But I guess as an extension. But as far as the writing, I don't know. I like the process. It's just different. There's people that can freestyle all day and they can't write a song, and there's people that can write a song but they can't freestyle. And I feel like I kind of luckily can walk that line in between being able to do both. So
is that what drove you to do it? It's like, man, the virtue of versatility.
Yeah. So it was a transition, and plus like a lot of stuff that comes off the dome is a little bit there's less substance to it. I mean, it's entertaining. At least when I freestyle, I rap about more material shit. But you know. So it's not a full, you know, pen to the pad is me and my thoughts, like my deep thoughts. So, but I enjoy both, so I appreciate both aspects of that.
Yeah, I always feel weird as an artist because it's the same thing. I do both the freestyles and the written. And I started writing first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then eventually turned it into the other passion. But I mean, same thing, man. I always feel like the freestyles are a little less on the topic side, like a little bit lacking in the subject matter I really like to talk about. So I've been working on that lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I always feel goofy when I want to take that material stuff and put it on the paper, though, because it almost sounds like too simple when you start writing it out. At least to me.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'd agree. Like, there's some stuff like, I mean, you think about when you see an artist, like, there's some stuff that's just more impressive when it's a freestyle. Then when if you're like, oh, that bar was written, you're like, that bar was written? Like, you wrote that shit?
Yeah,
that's a whole nother aspect.
There's some of that aspect that happens, but
What thought did you put into this?
yeah. You know, it's all about.
Clear it was just the liquor in that one.
Yeah, no, it's all about context. Like, you know, in a certain situation, you find X more impressive. Not the drug, but you find subject A more impressive. Yeah. And then in another context, you find subject B more impressive. And it's just about context, so.
For sure. So let's keep talking a little bit more about your music stuff and your live performances. Where all have you performed at, man? Like, I mean, not just ATX.
Yeah,
obviously that's where you're based now.
Right. Yeah. So I've been you know, able to perform in my hometown of San Antonio, also Houston, Texas, Colorado, throughout Colorado, and then also recently LA as of January. So I'm working on, you know, getting further and further out, but I just enjoy getting in front of crowds, you know, doing my thing on stage. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like that. Yeah, hey, MC, there's nothing like it. So that's where, you know, all the work that you put into it, all the writing, all the time, all the recording, you know, just comes, you know, it comes down to that moment when you're on stage and you get to see the live reaction. Because it's different when someone tells you they like a track, you know, whether it's on social media or in person, however they hear it, and they run into you next and they're like, oh, I really like that track. But when you live and on stage and you get to see that reaction live from them as well, they get, you know, it's an equal exchange.
Artist, you feed off that
oh
energy.
yeah, it's definitely feeding off the energy. And so you know, I love that whole experience of being on stage in front of everybody.
That's what's up, man. As far as the different scenes, I mean, was it different in each city? How did it feel to be on the road? Do you feel like the people were receptive to you as opposed to how they receive you at home? Or?
Yeah, no, the reception is definitely great. I will say the thing that I found most unique was specifically in Denver.
Okay.
In Denver, which actually reminds me a lot of Austin in a lot of ways. It's like a big Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like, Austin is built small, but Denver is built huge. Like,
I got to go out there for the Cannabis Cup, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean,
Denver,
if you've
though,
been there, yeah, you know what it's about. Yeah, so, but yeah, the fans out there, like, literally, you know, I got a lot of people when it comes to my live shows, like, oh, it was dope as fuck, or you're better than so-and-so influence, which by the way is overwhelming. The first time someone told me I was better than one of my influences, they were actually like, yo, you shit on so-and-so, and I was like, pause, I was like, chill. Oh, no, that's too much for me right now, man. Like, I appreciate it though, but nah, as far as Denver, like, what got me about Denver is literally everyone that spoke to me after I got off stage was like, in their comment about how they enjoyed my music was lyrics. Like, lyrics.
Like examples of yours that they liked? Or?
Well, yeah, and also just saying, like, your lyrics, your lyricism. Rather than someone coming up and saying, oh, that was dope, or I liked it, or it was cool, or that was a good song, or I enjoyed it, or the beat was, you know what I'm saying? Like, specifically had to do with lyrics. So I know, you know, shout out Denver. I've been out there a couple times. I'm working on coming back y'all's way. I know they listen. In Denver, they listen. So there's nothing more than when someone actually just, like, fully absorbing and listening to the content. When someone specifically says your lyrics are this or that, you know, that lets you know that it's more than just all the visual of me being on stage, the beats, you know, the sound of the flow, you know, they're actually absorbing the content, which is the point of the whole, you know, music.
So, yeah. The point of your music, exactly. So you focus on let's talk about the content of your music and how that like relates to home. Do you get it from your experiences here in Austin?
Yeah.
Do you get it from San
Yo,
Antonio?
man.
I
Yeah.
mean,
No, it comes from like
Texas, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, yes, Texas most definitely. It comes from life in general, which, you know, the majority of my life was spent in San Antonio, Texas. So a lot of choices I made, experiences that I've had come from that city and, you know, carried through my time in Austin, Texas. But outside that, you know, I speak on a lot of different things. You know, I definitely speak on these dreams, these aspirations, these hopes, also like these fears, these negative feelings, whether it's betrayal or, you know, loyalty or however you want to view it. Like all these things that I feel like most people go through. You know, the individual story might vary to a degree overall, and there also will be like a number of people who are like, damn, that's the same shit I went through. But overall, you know, these themes, these feelings, these experiences are things that most human beings have in general. So when I can tell a story the way, based on my experience, and someone relate to it, you know, it makes me feel good, whether it's that it positively inspires them or just lets them know that they're not the only one who experienced that. So.
Man, I've seen some of your constituents. Yeah, you know, I've seen fans at your shows, and it's pretty diverse too. And I'm always impressed by that diversity in the crowd. You don't have like that one mob of people that goes everywhere. Like,
and
always different people.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. Like, to your point right there, I've numerous times during my shows, there'll at least be like one or two people at every show, maybe more dependent, but at least one or two people at every show that'll be like, yo, like, I don't really like hip hop, but when you did that shit, like, I fuck with it, like, I like it. Or like, someone will be like, you know, hey, yo, you killed that shit. Coming from the whitest motherfucker in the room, yo, you killed that. I'm like, oh, appreciate it. So, you know, there's a lot of barriers being broken because I feel like that speaks to my lyricism, the way I craft these songs and the stories that I speak on, to where people who traditionally don't like hip hop can say, hey, I relate to you, essentially. Not only the fact that they were entertained and that they enjoyed the music and it was well written, but it comes down to them relating to what was being spoken. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm thankful for that.
That's good, man. So, how do you feel about Austin scene and the state of its hip hop? Let's cut into some real content.
The Austin scene has been growing, man.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely growing.
Like when people are like, "What? You're gonna stay in Austin? You're not gonna, you know, go to LA or New York, like all the obvious places?" I'm like, nah, man. Like, there's a lot of we're live music capital of the world. You know what I'm saying? But also, there's a lot of people who, you know, we've just continually been building this. I've seen it grow over the last couple of years. Like the scene's been changing. You've been seeing it, Lutra. Mm-hmm. You've been seeing it. The scene's been changing, man. It's been growing. So it's just a matter of just continuing to build, and just everybody as an individual and as a collective, as a city, just continuing to produce music and quality music, and I think the rest speaks for itself. It's like you think back in 04, 05, like when Houston came together and all those cats blew up. You know, Bum B, UGK have been on the scene, but we're talking about your Chameleons, your Paul Walls, your Slim Thugs, when all of Houston was blowing up. Then you think back in like 08, 09 when Dallas started getting their shine with like, you know, Damn D and Dero and all those cats up there. Mm-hmm. You know, so Austin's time is coming. So
yeah, Austin's time is coming, man.
Yeah, we're trying to make sure of that.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to make sure that we're trying to help boost the whole scene.
Yeah, I feel like Austin's trying already. You know, it's like people are now the awareness is there, and people are like, oh shit, all right, we could do this.
Yeah, for sure. You're seeing a lot more of that. So the awareness is definitely coming up in the hip hop scene. So, and that's good, and the city's starting to recognize that. So,
do you got a specific list of artists when you think about the scene here? That you think are doing it big besides you, or gonna be doing it big, or should be doing it big, you know?
Man, if I gotta say, if I'm gonna name a couple artists, I'm gonna have to say Square.
Okay.
Square, and that's for y'all listening. It's spelled SCUARE. That motherfucker is a beast. I remember he was one of the first cats that I heard, and I was like, dude, this dude's flow was on point. It's melodic. It's substantive. You know. yeah, he's a fucking beast. I hope to see him, hear more from him. Hey, and we're still trying to do that track, so holla at me. I hit you up the other day.
There it is.
So let's get that going.
Special invitation.
Yeah. DNA the G / RNA the Messenger, same thing. You know, he's got lyrics, he's got bars, and you know, I've seen him crafting home stuff over the last couple years as we've met. I guess, yeah, I think I've known him for like 2 years. We kind of met randomly through this one lady. So
you have a lot of those. Well, it just kind of fucking happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of random like chance and opportunity that just comes about in life. Like I was saying earlier, that track that we dropped in Another Day. That was produced by GJ Beats out in Portland, and I randomly met his parents probably like 2 years ago at this point, 2.5 years ago. Walking downtown, I was making my way to another bar, and they were, you know, on the patio at the Driscoll, and somehow we ended up talking for like an hour and a half. And then, you know, by the way, I do music. By the way, our son does music, and you know, we linked up and we got a couple tracks. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
I like Certified Red, man. I like Red's music.
Red is.
I know I'm biased for all REDD. Y'all should check it out. 2 D's on it.
He's a great artist from Austin, man. And he's when I was talking a minute ago about the awareness is there. People want to put stuff together. I'm talking about Red, man. He's the one.
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
he's the
right.
One that's like, we're gonna get a fucking team. We're gonna do this first of the month thing. We're gonna you know, take everyone from there, take everyone from Spider House, take everyone from here, and put them all together. Man, now that traction is starting. He's a great artist, man. Definitely check him out too.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Subculture Patriots.
Subculture Patriots, man. Shout
Subculture
out
with
Rudy.
a K. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to all of them. Captain Kirk. Yeah, no, all them cats, man. I fucks with the Subculture Patriots. And, I mean, I met them through some artists, and they came from out of town for South by.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Donna Nils.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Donna Nils up in New York, doing it big. Also, you know, big shout out to the cast that came down from Chicago, Brian Fresco, and of course Bruiser the General. It was a pleasure working with those guys. But you know, when they were here, they were part of the reason why I felt that this scene needed its voice. Like, I mean, nowadays when you think about cities, you're like, okay, LA's got hip hop. Chicago's got hip hop.
LA, New York, Chicago.
Yeah, you go down to Texas. There's H-Town.
Miami, and then you got Houston.
Yeah, that's it. Just Houston. And
Drake's from
I'm
Toronto,
like, but
he's over there
that's
anymore.
not fair, man. Look at how many people come to Austin every year. Every year they come down here, and that only grows. And it's only been multiplying, man.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah, big shout outs to them, man. They are a big part of the reason why we have the Mischief Minds podcast now. Like, they're definitely part of the inspiration. And when y'all are ready to come from another city and talk about our city, talk about y'all city, and get this hip hop shit network so we can do the damn thing, you let me know at the Pink Bandana on Twitter. So Zeles, let's veer away from the hip hop for just a minute,
Sure.
and let's talk about what's your favorite cartoon character, man. Let's let the people need to know you.
Yeah.
And
Nah.
in this day and age, if you don't have a favorite cartoon character, you fucking lying.
That's
All right.
an interesting
All right,
question.
all right. So I'm gonna give you my old favorite cartoon character,
Okay, all right.
and I'll give you a new school one.
A new school.
So, cause I still fuck with cartoons. Cartoons are the shit. So my first, my original favorite cartoon is Scooby Doo.
I was about to say.
And Scooby Doo's the shit for a lot of reasons. You know, he's a dope ass dog. You know, him and Shaggy are a cool crew, the whole crew, whatever. But then also the plot gets thicker, like once you start smoking weed and you realize the reason why Shaggy and Scooby always see the ghost first in every episode is because they're high as fuck, and that's why they're always looking for food.
Yeah.
That's why. So you know that once I got to that point, that I fell in love with it even more. But you know, Scooby Doo's the shit even before that. But anyways, and then new school, I will say I do like watching a lot of The Adventures of Gumball.
Gumball, huh?
The Adventures of
yeah.
Gumball. Yeah, that stuff is crazy. Like it's on another level. Like, And there's like a lot of subliminal, like, and the fact that now you're grown up and you can recognize the subliminal messages that are in there.
Go back and watch
Like Ren and Stimpy, like dang, like they were
Ren
on
and
enough.
Stimpy.
Like now I get why my mom was like, turn that off. Like I'm like, wait, it's Ren and Stimpy, like it's a cartoon, but now I get it. Like even though it was kind of weird, like you see the way that that they were drawn and the way things look, but the storyline,
Rocco's Modern Life.
Dude, yeah. Did
Y'all
you know?
remember
Did
that
you
shit?
know
He worked at a
Rocco
fucking-
in
He
fucking
worked
sex
at a sex
hotline?
hotline.
Yeah, I saw that meme posted
Yeah.
not too long
That
ago.
shit
Yeah,
was
I wouldn't have
crazy.
known that as a kid.
Be
The
compassionate.
Lutra's over there like tripping out.
He's like, here.
Our
He's
DJ
like, what's
I
the
can't
number?
right now, but our DJ's
What's
tripping.
that number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because it had that little note posted.
I know, right?
And
Yeah.
it was telling him like
It was
the
like the
rules
three
of what to
things.
do.
It was like
It's
these-
like that 3 C's.
Yeah.
of comedy
Yeah.
or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy, man. That's why we're
so
all
crazy.
fucked up rapping and shit.
Shah.
That's what happened,
Yo, the
man.
whole world, they
Grew
got
up
us
listening to
young through the
Eminem and
subliminals. Yeah.
Other crazy shit. So, Gumball, huh?
Yeah, The Adventures of Gumball. I love that show. It's weird, unique, funny, and yeah, I get all the subliminals. So, now that I'm aware, I'm not an innocent child, I guess. Alright, yeah. A Gumball.
Do you get time for video games anymore?
Nah, I really don't play too many video games. When I used to, I was more of like a one-person shooter. So your Grand Theft Autos,
Yes.
your Max
That's me.
Paynes.
That's me. He's a fighting game.
I do play. So I'll tell you like this: basketball is my my number one sport, but I prefer to play Madden over 2K.
Word.
So I'm more of a challenge in Madden than in 2K.
I like Madden significantly more than 2K.
Yeah, I
anyway.
feel like the gameplay is just better overall.
Well, for me, I just would rather play NBA Street.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played that one. I will
Dude,
take
I
the
have
throwback though
PlayStation
and do
2 just
NBA
for that
Jam.
reason. That and
Def Jam,
Fight for New York.
Yeah.
I
That was the
Uh-huh.
dope
fucks with
game.
that game heavily still.
Every now and then you gotta break out either like the Super Nintendo or the 64 and get down on some GoldenEye. GoldenEye is still
Dude,
classic.
yeah, GoldenEye
You
is
can't
still
touch
classic.
GoldenEye.
That was-
You
that's
can't
probably-
touch Mario Kart. Even on SNES, Mario Kart was a shit. So
Yeah, man. I kind of want to get a Wii U just for that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get
We ain't got money
something
like
to
that.
play some Mario Kart on.
Better buy some plugins.
I actually break out what is it too on 64? Rampage.
Oh yeah, where you could be
Ram-
like the giant Godzilla looking monster.
Yeah, that would
Gonna
be
eat
that
all
would
the
be
people
Lizzie.
and
That
knock
would be
down-
Lizzie actually.
Yeah, knock down the
I
villains.
forgot the name of like they got the monkey, the lizard, there's like 3 more
I
characters.
only
can't
ever
what they
remember
were.
the monkey and the lizard. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's just like those two. Maybe because they were on the box.
Yeah, they were on the box.
You know.
Definitely, they were on the cover.
I want to talk about favorite artists.
Okay.
I gotta do that.
All right.
Because we have to know what
Man.
inspired this guy to be one of the greatest rappers in Texas, man. We do.
Oh man, hold
So,
up.
That reminds me of that.
Let me get off your dick real quick.
Nah.
Let me ask you what are your top 5 favorite artists if you had any? Could you do that?
Nah, I can't. I'll tell you who I like. I can't. I in high school, early college, like when I was young, I always had a solid top 5 that would fluctuate. And I'd be like, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So and so
Me
used to
too.
be number 2. Now they're
remember
reduced now to number
chopping
4.
it up.
I
Class.
had it all, but now it's just I just like so much stuff, and there's so much music out there these days. It's just
Well,
really hard to like come down
Then also,
and make a
where did
list.
where did your main inspirations come from? Who were your main inspirations back then?
I mean, my main inspirations are the backpack rappers. I mean, obviously, because I rap in that vein. So I appreciate your Drakes, your Kendricks, your J. Cole's, your Kanye Wests. I like that sort of thing. Speaking right here, y'all can't see it, but I'm sipping out of a XO styrofoam. And I do fuck with The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd. I've told many people this. Like when that dude came out, I was plugging him on so many different people. Like unique sound, unique voice, unique
That's
production.
cool. A lot of people didn't get into him until.
Dude, man,
Yeah,
I
so
was
recently.
man.
Yeah.
Someone showed me one song and I was there off the jump, and
Yeah, he's got some.
shit.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Like that Johnny did with Wiz.
The funny thing is though, is in my opinion, whenever Weeknd does a collaboration with a rapper, he outshines those rappers.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
So-
I'm sorry, Mr. Khalifa. I love you, man, but that shit is that. I'm sorry, but that made the song. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I just prefer Weeknd's verse. Like his verse, like you know what I'm saying. The imagery, I like everything about what he does.
You think
creates
that's like
a really
every
nice
rapper's
atmosphere.
like secret fear is to get killed on their own shit?
Man, I think any artist when it
Yeah,
comes down
bro,
to doing
fuck.
like we could
God damn
we
it.
could be sharing half of a fucking canvas, and I would hope that my side goes harder than yours.
Yeah, I would
So
hope
it's
so,
competition
too.
in general,
I
like
hope so too.
and you
Kinda
take
goes back to that control verse.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
shit. It's funny how one verse could fuck up the game, like, and that's what it did. Hey,
For real.
hey, but the truth about that verse was like when it first came out, I was like, ooh, like I remember I was at my boys, we're actually playing 2K. Actually, I was sitting back watching them play 2K because after I got something, like I'm not gonna be in any competition. But anyways, I digress. So basically, that whole verse came out. We started talking about it. Twitter was going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh man, he's saying fuck you to Drake and everybody, you
I
know,
disagree.
the 13, 14, whoever artists that he lists, Mac Miller, so on and so forth. And I'm like, yo, that wasn't a diss. That was a shout out. That was
competition.
respect. That was
Yeah.
yes, that was
It's-
recognition
that's
of
what
you.
I said. He started with, I got love for all of you.
Aside from that being said, which was obvious, like it should have been obvious to everyone, but he was naming, like if you know anything about hip hop, you knew he was naming, for the most part, quality fucking artists.
Yeah.
You may prefer one over the other, but they're quality artists. So he was saying, I consider y'all competition. I'm trying to murder y'all on a track, which is what I do when I step on a track with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I
and
didn't see that as a
it did
diss.
what it needed to do. Because to me, I think that hip hop has had, you know, after that verse, since those, you know, artists that were named have came out with their albums, fucking Drake's, what is it? Slip on my. I was about to say Views from the Six. If you're reading This Is Too Late, that shit goes hard as fuck. Fucking Kendrick's album goes hard as fuck. J. Cole's album goes hard as fuck.
Is insane.
You know what I'm saying? Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Hills Drive for J. Cole and then To Pimp a Butterfly off Kendrick. Man, that shit is nuts.
Yeah, I told my boys, I was like, yo, this is gonna be the J. Cole album that goes platinum. As soon as I heard it,
Well, you were fucking right about that.
I was right. And I actually called his first week album sales too, man. Despite like the whole setup of him not really promoting it, having any singles, but I called 350K. He did 361.
Damn, dude.
So, yeah, man, I'm proud of him.
Album sales is hard to fucking.
Yeah, these days.
You know.
These days it's different.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
move,
everything is
if
different.
you move 250 to 350 the first week, yo, you're doing the damn thing these days. You know, there's so many different ways to consume and fucking steal. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta be
it
careful.
happens. And speaking of being proud of J. Cole for what he did with Forest Hills Drive. Also, I got to shout out Weeknd, man. That dude is headlining all these festivals this year, man. That's so dope. I actually, the cool thing, I got to see him progress as an artist and a live entertainer. I remember seeing him back in, 2012 of June, seeing what his performance was like then, and then seeing him a couple months later in October in Austin for ACL. That performance was different, and then a year later in 2013 when he released Kissland in September, he was up at Cedar Park. Yeah, man, it's just it's cool to see someone grow like that, especially someone whose art I appreciate. So it's been cool.
Hell yeah, man.
How'd your South by go?
Yo, South by was dope, man.
Yeah.
South by, I was busy during South by. I did like 6 or 7 shows during South by.
That's a good amount, man.
Some of the ones that I was on, there was a headline of Young LA, and there was really good reception there, man. I had some people say like just almost like on the level of what I was about to say earlier when someone was like, yo, you shit on so and so, which is one of my influences.
Yeah.
And people were just telling me shit that just comes from the heart that you just can't say unless you mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like shit that moves me. I'm talking about like being an embrace, like someone giving me dap. They got their hand on my shoulder and they're just speaking from the heart. Deep, man. I'm just like, man, like when it hits you and all you can do is really just do that or like that head cock, and it's just like, yeah, it's crazy, man. So I got a lot of really good responses and people saying some overwhelming things that, were positive, but it's surreal to say the least. So it was good. I loved it. Continue to grow out the bass, and shout out to the girls too that I was selling crop top to in the street. Crop tops. Yeah, I was just randomly like approaching girls in the street and like, yo, I'm gonna spit a 16 to. I was like, I'm gonna spit. I told him, I said straight up, I'm gonna
rap pickup shit ever.
Hey,
bitch, let me give you this.
No, I wasn't even like that. I was as professional as I could be. They all know that. Like, and there was a couple boyfriends that were mad. There's a couple boyfriends that were mad, but I'm like, yo, this ain't about your girl. This is just about
sharing my music and
Yeah.
getting your girl to wear my shit. But it's I easily could have been sly like they would have thought rapper shit.
So what he's trying to say is
What I'm trying to say is
with your gentleman at the time, they were out of pocket. That's what he was saying. They were out of pocket. And they brought us. They got a shirt. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So I spit my 16 and they bought the shirt. So shout out to everybody who's just heard one verse, even in the street with no beat, acapella, and fuck with my shit and bought something from me, whether it's a CD or a shirt or whatever. Shout out.
You gotta be careful about selling these days too. You gotta have your ducks in a row. You gotta be on your stuff.
Lord, we're not talking about drugs.
Well, you still gotta have your ducks in a row either way.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got a question here on my paper, on my list of all these questions that I would possibly ask today. And this one, I just keep coming back to it. What is the true definition of G? Shout out to George J. Gomez, aka Young Jay from San Antonio, for that one, because like he's a guy. I mean, you remember him from school and everything. He is a real hip hop head to this day. And he's got a million opinions on everything, and he told me he wanted me to ask this question of the artists that come in the show. What is the true definition of G these days? Because I feel like that has evolved over time.
That's a good question and a good point, man.
Yeah.
I think it has evolved quite a bit, It's no longer...
For those of you who can't see, Zeles is over here like deep in thought, like a statue and
About to
everything.
write a verse.
Yeah, he's about to write a verse.
Nah,
off of
man.
one question.
For me, I just let that question roll because I feel like that's treading on certain things. I don't want to give.
Shit.
I don't want to. I don't want to send the wrong message by defining that shit. It's,
So who's the target audience for your message then that you're trying to protect?
Nah. Hold up.
That's the same question.
Nah, because I can talk about not snitching. I can talk, fuck all that. This is, I don't want to address that. What I would say, man, target audience for my shit is just basically anyone who's lived life and had common experiences. So, whether it's someone who's looking for inspiration of some sort or like trying to avoid the negative shit that I've done, like that track that we dropped. I said not every life lesson needs to be learned through trying, and I firmly believe that. You know what I'm saying? If you see someone cross that line and something bad happens when they cross that line, I don't need to cross that line myself because I saw what happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you had a past life, who do you think you would have been?
Damn,
Like
that's
out
too hard.
of like famous people,
That's
or do you think that if you were in a past life you wouldn't have been famous?
No, I mean, I feel like, aside, I don't know who I could compare. I mean, naturally, the only thing to compare you to is a famous person, because ain't nobody gonna know Joe Schmo from the past.
Well, I mean, you could say, well, I think in the past I was just like a botanist, I just
Yeah. True. Damn, honestly, I feel like that takes a lot of thought. Like off the top, nothing comes to mind, but I feel like I'd imagine I'd be pretty similar to what I am now. Mm-hmm. I just feel like it'd just be
driven, right?
Yeah, derivatives of. You know what I'm saying? So like, introspective still adventurous.
Sometimes when bad things happen to me, I wonder if I was a really shitty person in my past life, and I'm just like paying for that tenfold now. Like anytime in a life when your car like break down or just some shit happens to you.
Yo,
man.
that's a world of infinite possibilities right
Yeah.
there. Like just once you entertain that, because like, when people talk about karma or this or that, like, you could literally equate it to anything. Like, we gonna talk about that one time that I flipped off the mailman, and then now my fucking postage got sent back. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. For me, I feel like if there is karma, you can't really map it. You know what I'm saying? You can't weigh out the scales directly as a person. But I have noticed.
We need further information.
Yeah, you need further information for that, I feel. But I mean, it's kind of like that show, My Name is Earl. Have y'all seen that?
I feel like I have. It comes on what channel?
I don't know. I only.
What's it
Netflix.
about? What's the?
The premise is there's this guy who did a bunch of bad things his whole life. You know, just he living in a trailer park. You know, him and his wife come up with schemes to get cash all the time. It's a comedy show. He's got like
It's about karma though.
yeah, but it's
Coming
about
back?
karma.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
So what happens?
I
Is
just
this
don't
the
get
dude with the
it.
handlebar mustache?
Yeah, the guy
Oh,
with the
okay.
handlebar mustache. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, I've seen that.
seen
Like,
the
you know,
picture.
I
I haven't
usually
seen
click
one.
through that shit, to be honest. But tell me more about it.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's funny. It's a great show. He gets a scratch off for like $100K. All right, and right as he gets hit by a car. And so he starts really thinking. And then like while he's in the hospital, it gets revealed that his wife. Well, he kind of knew, but his wife was sleeping with a black dude. Ditches him while he's in the hospital and marries the black dude. But the black dude turns out to be a homie who works at like the crab shack they all go eat at. So they're still all cool and everything. And they're just like, hey Earl,
His
hey
chick's
crab
blonde,
man.
right?
Huh? Yeah,
His
the
chick's
blonde
blonde.
chick. Yeah, the
I've
blonde
seen
chick or
like
whatever.
random images of her and that dude you're talking about.
Yeah, so
they
he
do
ma-
weird shit. It's weird.
He makes a list of all the bad crap he's done. And then
Okay.
he tries to go and fix these things, and like it's him trying to balance out his karma.
Yeah.
So it's not even necessarily, and like sometimes he finds out that something that he did to somebody that was bad, they deserved it.
Huh.
Like he'll find that out while trying to help them. And then and other times, like, you know, it's just he found out how bad he screwed them over, and he had to do more to pay off that karmic debt than just what was on the list.
Yeah.
Like if he broke something for somebody, like, and it turned out that one thing breaking caused a chain of events in their life.
Butterfly effect shit.
Yeah, then he had to go back and fix it.
cool.
But,
So-
I mean, it's hilarious.
Hey,
it's a funny show. I love it.
So I think, you know, as a side note, as a writer, I feel like that's like a cheap way to keep your fucking series going forever. Because there's nothing like you can go in any direction after you have that premise, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Like
discussed
that.
in the board
Yeah,
meeting.
That was
We
one.
got
So
seasons on
hey,
lock.
as long as they write well, they should
Well,
get however
apparently-
long a season run.
Apparently, the show got canceled. And it
Yeah,
only has
see,
3
someone
seasons.
fell off.
Yep.
You know,
Someone fell off. They
You know-
gave you the setup for that shit to run forever. The Simpsons have been running for 22 years, so come on now.
He didn't even. Well, the thing is too is that
Whatever
he
it
didn't
is.
even get through the original list. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He didn't even get through the original list.
Damn.
Now, I haven't watched the whole series. You
Writing
know,
department
I don't
slacked
exactly
it.
have time to watch everything these days. But when I've been getting time, I've been watching My Name Is Earl lately because it's funny. I haven't finished it, but
I'm a Game of Thrones,
I like Game of Thrones
Person.
too, man.
Nice, man.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Rest in
I'm
peace, Boardwalk Empire. That was
Definitely
my
not
shit.
caught up on.
Heard that was-
Yeah, you put me up on that Boardwalk
Yo,
Empire,
okay.
man.
Yeah.
He was Zeles is the one who
Yo.
put me up on Boardwalk
Nice.
Empire. I was like,
That
okay,
stuff-
Steve
yeah.
Buscemi, I see you.
Yeah,
You know.
yo, he killed it.
Yeah, I don't
He was
know.
like the mayor, right? Or
Yeah,
something?
he's a county treasurer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were y'all into Dexter at all? That's a show
I didn't
actually
get into
finished.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have Showtime, so
Oh man.
even though I know I could have stole it, so
Oh, okay. So
So
this
hold that
conversation,
and we're
because
gonna
you
bring
need to
that to
come
this
over
microphone.
here. Yeah, you need to come
That's
over
cool
here
with
to
you.
the microphone.
Cool, man. So let's jump into some of the Zeles' music real quick.
Yeah. Let's
we got a couple things ready for us today, right? So
we have a he wants to premiere a song. Got
Oh,
a song
shit.
to premiere today on the podcast, the Mischief Minds Podcast. What's the name of the track, Zeles?
yeah, we're gonna roll with Take My Time.
Take My Time.
Yeah, off of the layover grounded but still lifting.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
First off, what the fakes and the fair weathers. No, you know by the sound things a bit better. I'm the type that set fire to a love letter. What make you think your fraud ass gon' fare better? Better rethink that, cause I'm in the SUV by myself with a red solo cup, sipping up on that top shelf. No passenger freak in that passenger seat, that's just me when I'm feeling beside myself on a long distance call with my LA dog. Plotting about how we gon' take this wealth. Well, it been a long week, so we don't speak much when you call me and I text back. I'm a product of time and circumstance, please baby trust that. Cause I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time. You can't rush me with this real shit. They frontin' on some bullshit. I see the way you do yours, lets me know you can't do this. Secondly, fuck you and your time frame. Cause the time that is passed by these sand grains. Got an hourglass chick sucking dick when this other shit give me a migraine. So I let it all pass, Take a puff, live life, and work on this craft. Give a little forethought when writing these raps. Added up in these tracks is the aftermath. This is a switch up, stick up. On your way home, learned a bit from a bitch and a few of these clones. My third eye strong, no prescriptions on. Take with us any day of I told you so, ho. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And the ones I know what the fuck's up when I spit these flows from my balcony. I watch the world burn slow. Cause I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time. You can't rush me with this real shit. They frontin' on some bullshit. I see the way you do yours. Lets me know you can't do this. Finally, for the devil in his mind games. No thoughts of being dapper while I'm lame. I'm saying these stars darker than cold as the shit I'm on in my mind. Feeling these shows, I ain't hesitant, bitch, I'm pressing this. Dead presidents help me set precedents. First times for my crew when we feeling blessed. Too many first steps for her and I'll second guess shit. Yeah, I've been around the block, know the pause from a fork tongue, scheming these plots. A bucket list of dreams from these half-baked thoughts. She got cake, and can ride no doubt, but it just a means to an end. The type that are real quick to call you a friend, and I ain't got time for acquaintances. That's one favors, hell nah, I ain't him now. Cause I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time. You can't rush me with this real shit. They frontin' on some bullshit. I see the way you do yours. Lets me know you can't do this. Nah.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is some fire ass shit right there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I like how I like that hook, man. That shit is like, it just kind of like.
I'm gonna take.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like wavy, you know what I mean?
Word, appreciate y'all. Man,
that's good ass music, man.
Hell yeah. That's called "Take My Time," right? Off of the new mixtape.
Yeah, that's right. Which y'all can get for free on overzealousmusic.com.
Oh, I like free.
Over zelesmusic.com. Also soundcloud.com/ZELES. It's all free download. So.
Well, what you sipping on here, right, man? This new Belgium Ranger.
Yeah, it's
right?
it's an IPA that I've been drinking. Yeah,
this is pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
That's what's in the XO styrofoam before y'all think I was getting leaned up.
He's like, let me clarify.
Everyone out there is gonna.
I do not.
I mean, hey,
Trill Nye the syrup guy.
Hey.
I just let's just put it out there. I don't support that.
You know, hey, I'm just chilling right now.
Hell yeah.
So I'd like to bring Lutra more into the fold on this. Lutra.
Yeah, this is our DJ. This is our first one, man. So we got DJ Lutra out here.
Yep.
Definitely spent. I mean, he's just playing the music here, but he definitely does some work himself, man. So we'll definitely want to talk to you for a while and at least have some conversation with you since you're a big part of this, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Dude, I want you to tell me about what is the collective, because I feel that Mischief Minds Productions should probably be a part of this.
I'm trying to be collective, man.
I'm trying to be collective too. You know what I'm saying? Or at least be a part of the Austin collective. So yeah, anyways, what is it, man?
About that?
Well, right now, it's kind of like a work in progress, but our idea is to bring together a bunch of producers here in Austin. So far right now we have 9. And just make music, have a good time, try to get
Did you say 9?
9 people.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought you said none. I was like, well, fuck.
So
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah,
that was the 9.
Yeah.
It's me and my grandma, you know.
It's all good.
No, but so far we have like 9 people. We plan to get photographers, create like a video scene for the whole thing, release EPs together, which we actually have one scheduled to come out mid-July, early August. But
Nice.
And
that's
this
still kind of
would
work
be
in
a
progress.
mixture of genres, right?
Yeah, just a mixture of like everything that friends of mine here in Austin do, just whatever comes off their brain.
Mostly instrumental work? Or
Yeah,
is it-
for the viewers at home, the listeners at home, what
Instrumental
exactly are those beats? EDM or hip hop or combination of both, or?
Yeah, I mean we have a couple of people that can't even place their genres,
Mhm.
and then we have one rapper on the team as well, and then producers that just kind of make whatever comes off the top of their head, such as like me. Like I don't really put myself in a genre. per
Okay.
se.
Yo, he makes dope shit though.
Oh yeah, no.
Electronic.
Make no mistake. You know what?
Yeah, check out DJ Lucha. Where can I find you at, man?
You can find me on SoundCloud at SoundCloud/bylutra, just BYLUTRA.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, man.
Shout out to Lutra actually
Yeah.
calling the fucking / and not a backslash.
Yeah, / nice.
Yeah,
And
man,
also
we had
you
an
can
issue
catch
with
him
that the
at
other day.
Lutra with 2 H's at the end on
Mhm.
Twitter.
Yeah, like
That's
heavy,
why you
yeah.
can follow him on there. And yeah, man, no, his beats are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, and it's perfect for that southern style.
Yeah.
For y'all, for those of you who don't know, I love southern rap. You know what I'm saying? I love southern beats. I like anything with bass, really. Lots of bass. This man puts a lot of bass in his music. So if you like,
It's not music without it.
yeah, it's not.
It's
Oh no,
definitely
it's
part of
just
it.
an excellently placed bass too. I have to say, I really like this man's composition. So yeah, y'all need to fuck with Lutra. He's a real ass artist, and hit him up if you need beats. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
DJ work.
Some DJ work, cause he is fried.
Are you from Austin originally? Or?
Yeah, I was born and raised here in Austin.
Nice. So you don't get out much? No.
Yeah,
I was actually born here too, man. So.
yeah, I forget about that sometimes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was born here too,
Yeah.
man. And I lived all over Texas, where San Antonio was the longest time.
You
2-0 countdown.
countdown city. You know what it do.
I gotta come up with something clever for ATX. You know what I mean? We have to come up with some. ATX is probably the most unique thing we have, right?
Yeah,
Bad
ATX.
Countdown
You know,
City,
there's
Bad
X
City,
down.
Bad
City.
But
Huh?
512.
Bat City, Cat Cities, a couple
Yeah,
more they
yeah.
got running around.
Yeah.
I guess I just need to learn what the fuck's going on.
The place where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre
That's here?
happened. I think that was in Travis, man.
That's crazy.
If I'm not
I know
mistaken.
that they're in prison in Conroe. I mean, I've been there. I mean, whatever.
We were
We'll move on.
cellmates.
We'll move on, you know?
I did some crazy shit in my past life.
Whoops. Yeah. So anyway. Well, it's definitely good to have you on, Lucha. Definitely thanks for being a part of that.
Yeah, no, it's greatly appreciated to have met you. I mean, I'd like to wrap up this podcast actually, talking about what everybody feels about the Texas scene and the evolution of hip hop here. Especially since I do feel that the Austin platform is really strong. I feel like we've got enough artists here. So what do we need to do? What else needs to happen for this city to come together?
Organization. That's what I feel.
Organization.
Just some organization, man. Things like starting a collective of
Yeah.
artists or producers or whatever.
Set up a way for everybody to talk to each other too. Like, nothing without that.
Yeah, it's like a network that we need because I've noticed that there's a lot of talented people here. But I feel like Austin's full of potential energy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
There's lots of it
Agreed.
everywhere.
Agreed.
So it just needs to come together. I think it's happening. Man.
That's a fact. Yeah, it has been happening. It's just trying to ramp that up quicker so that things happen sooner.
Well, I mean, I feel like as far as styles go too, like,
Stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of like there's a lot of the influences that make it southern music in this city, in my opinion, And then on top of that, though, I have noticed that most Austin rappers aren't on anything simple. Like most of the ones I come across,
It's a complicated city.
everybody's on some like bars. Like that's you know what I'm saying. Like I love that about this city. In fact, I have to shout out to Spider House Open Mic. I have to shout out to Forte Hookah Lounge Open Mic. Got to shout out to 512. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those places have started giving like this platform for us to start speaking on, but it's still not enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the baby step is done. Let's do it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Everybody in this city, bring the bars, bring the production, like cut out the excuses as to why you're not making the music or why you're not getting it out faster or whatever bullshit you got in the way, man. You put it to the side because the time is now. And when this city blows up, I plan on being on that rocket ship. And you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when this city takes off, I'm trying to land in the stars with everyone else.
Oh yeah.
You heard?
Cool, man. Was that all we got for today?
I think so, man. I
Just
think
about.
we're gonna. Is there anything else? Anybody's got an idea for like shouting out?
Nah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah,
Let's
anything else you
legalize
want to
weed,
say?
Texas.
First
What's up?
podcast.
Oh, you're why did we not? Hold on, Texas, please legalize this marijuana.
can
We
vote
can
on it
make
this
so
year.
you can
Yes.
vote on it this
Yes.
year. All you constituents out there, you know, before
is
we
on
go
the ballot
out,
for 2015.
this is officially my political stance.
That's right. You can tell us more about why marijuana should be legalized at Zeles ZELES_Z on Twitter, IG, and of course you can also find music aside from sharing your personal opinions about social commentary and marijuana. Anyway,
Yeah, indeed, and that
shameless plug right there.
Yeah, that
Pretty much.
and that conversation can definitely drift onto my Twitter too. Tell me what you think about it. I'll talk to you guys about everything. If there's any suggestions that the fans want for the show, if there's artists that feel that if they could just get the chance to sit down and get on a podcast like this and get Lutra to premiere some of their shit, then by all means, hit up Mischief Minds, man. Put some mischief in your mind. It's time to do the damn thing. We want you. We want you on the show. We want Austin artists to come and represent, man. It don't cost you nothing to do that here, you know. But let's get your voices out.
Some gas money, man.
Yeah, put some real shit
You
on your
can't afford that, we
calendar
don't want you to
and
do it. No,
fork
just playing.
over the gas money, you know, before the prices get too high. That is,
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying.
Cool. Well, Zealous, we appreciate you having
Yeah,
me.
Man, I
Zealous.
appreciate y'all
Absolute
having me.
fucking
Thank you.
Lutra,
Thank you.
appreciate
Anytime.
you coming out and doing the DJing. I think you're gonna be our weekly DJ, so there's gonna be a lot of appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna forget Ari. Ari's here too.
Yeah,
the
Ari.
content manager.
Yeah, the content
Of the
manager, the
collective.
collective.
That's right.
The
Yeah,
most
that's the
official
hardest
title in
mouthful
this
right
bitch.
there, man.
You know what I'm saying?
She doesn't say anything because she doesn't have to. No, I'm just There you
Yo,
go.
I know everyone at home.
Always a pleasure.
She's wearing a three-piece suit right now. She's the only person in this room, you know, dressed up like Men in Black.
Yeah, man, earpiece and everything. That's cool.
I'm in a t-shirt
Don't look
personally.
around.
hey, speaking of t-shirts, y'all should get some of this OZM gear.
Yeah,
'cause
shit's
it actually
nice, man.
like Zealous'
That shit's
Zealous'
nice.
stuff actually looks fresh. I like the
Appreciate that.
waveforms on the graphics and everything. I already
you.
have an OZM hat.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened to it, so I'll probably have to get another one. Probably got
Lost it in
stolen
the
from by
move or
one of
what?
these hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that happens, man. A couple people have had their shirts and stuff stolen by siblings or friends. So it's already happening.
Good.
So,
Okay,
someone
so-
probably stole your shit.
It's good enough to steal people.
Oh.
It's good enough to steal people.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Find
saying?
that.
That's what's up, man. You can come holler at me at these shows. I always bring gear with
Yeah,
me
he
to the
does.
shows.
Got his
Or
own
just
little
holler at
stand
me
and
online
everything.
and we can link up and, you know, I get you some gear. I got shirts, hats,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, crop tops for the ladies. You know, what is it? Tank tops for everybody to beat this crazy ass Texas summer heat. So
Cool,
Well,
man.
there you have it. So shout outs to Zealous, Overzealous Music for being here with us. OZM Click. Shout out to once again all the venues here in Austin are doing it big. If y'all need some, if y'all need a little bit of plugs on this social media, y'all can hit me up too at the Pink Bandana on Twitter or mischiefminds.com. You can email me at info@mischiefminds.com. And yeah, we're doing the damn thing. Next podcast, we'll be interviewing Mikey Tyner. And hopefully, if I can get the man on the show. So, yes, this is the official on the podcast invitation to you, Cuda Brown. You need to be on this show, man. All right. Shout out to JCTV for doing all of our visuals. We'll have some more visuals for you guys in the next podcast. You know, it'll be, you get to see some of the talent, put some faces to the audio that you're hearing, and, you know, get to know these cats, their favorite cartoons, their favorite video games, you know, what artists that they grew up with, you know, what books influenced them, just what happens in their life, whatever you into, man. We're here to show you to the people. So this is Young Curb Trill Nye the Syrup Guy with SK0OTZ, Mischief Minds Podcast and ATX signing out.
It's really no surprise. We love to get high, mischief minds till I die. Every day I seem to need a little something just to lift my soul.